What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are in Morris, Illinois. Originally planned to get a little bit further today. Was hoping for Iowa, but that wasn't going to happen. And diesel here was 50 cents a gallon cheaper than anywhere else that I would have the ability to stop. So stopped here, filled up, and just parked her for the night. So we got up in Missouri, made it over to Indiana, grabbed this, which they really had that in there tight. Couldn't open this because the other trailer was so close that this hit, so I had to pull forward to get my paperwork. And then on the other side, there was a trailer backed in at an angle to about here. Like, I had to up against the trailer and shimmy across to get behind it. So whoever their lot boy is, good job. Packed him in there tight. Say he's skilled with the forklift. Anyway, I am not certain that I'm gonna make it home, at least not at my intended time. It's gonna be tight. If I hit perfect traffic and perfect weather and no construction and no more accidents, because I already caught one that shut me down in Illinois for a little while, I might make it home before my 70 hours runs out. Will I? I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be close. I think, though, that even if I do run out of time, I should be able to get my reset in and still make it home. At that point, do I still call this all 1 week's profit? I mean, if I hadn't got hung up because of that GPS being scrambled and sending me the wrong way and I lost an hour and a half, maybe even a little more, I would for sure make it home. So as far as the actual profit throughout a week, which, by the way, this will be my second highest week since I started at gross. Again, this is gross, and I've had a bunch of you get upset about it, and oh, you're just trying to hide things, or you're this or you're that. No, I don't have anything to hide. I'm very happy with what I'm making every month, but everyone's truck payment's going to be different. Everyone's insurance is going to be different. Everyone's fuel mileage is going to be different. I have a 430 rear end. Most people doing this job do not have a 430. They're down in the 410, 390, whatever, which means you're going to get better fuel economy. However, I will get a touch better when I'm towing because of the gear ratio. So there's so many variables that I can't tell you what my net is because, well, I can, but it won't make a difference. It's just more numbers to get you guys confused. I will say that on average, I use between 60 and 70 gallons of diesel a day. A couple times, 2 or 3, I've had bad days where I use closer to 100, and that's just because I got a headwind and my fuel economy is crap. But typically 60 to 70 gallons a day, and that's loaded. Way less if I'm empty. If I'm empty, it's maybe 40 a day. If I'm empty, I don't ever empty my auxiliary tank in one day. Full 11 hours driving, I do not empty my auxiliary tank, which is only 48 gallons. So there's that. But like I said, loaded 60 to 70 gallons a day, and I've told you guys my absolute worst week was like $600. That's just because they were small trailers and I had just as much deadhead as I did loaded, so it was not profitable. And that's another thing. A bumper pull, excuse me, your bumper pulls are going to pay less per mile. The fifth wheels pay more if, I don't remember if it's at 37 feet or once you cross 37 feet, but you can see on the load board, it jumps up once you cross that 37. So that's why every time I come to Indiana, I'm always pulling one of these 40-footers. Because realistically, if I've got a 34 or a 36-foot fifth wheel, or if I have a 38 or 39 or 40-foot fifth wheel, not really pulling that much more weight. Not enough to really make a difference. So why would I not take the bigger one and get the higher rate per mile? Just my opinion, my logic. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm still new here, remember? Anyway, this week will be just a little over 5,000, which is good. I'm not upset about that. That trailer, the cell tower that I dropped, I was getting phenomenal gas mileage. So realistically, 6 days of driving, I'll be well, assuming I don't get severe wind. 240, 250 gallons for 6 days. You take that out of the 5,000. Typically, now that I know how to use that price locator function on the app, I'm $1.70 per gallon, sometimes less, sometimes more. I try not to go over $1.80 because 9 times out of 10 you can find it for under $1.80. But I'm usually between $1.50 and $1.70. As you guys know, I don't really script my my videos, so I did not sit down and math that out. Somebody pull out a calculator for me, and 240 times 1.7, and then subtract that from 5,000, and that's my net. Now that's not counting the truck payment or the insurance or the blah 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 blah. That is what goes into my personal account, and all of my bills are paid out of the account. My mortgage, the Harleys, the Viper truck, the wife's truck, her Jeep, the Streetwalker, everything. All the utilities, the car insurance, the commercial insurance, cell phones, everything comes out of that account. So as far as my business, which a lot of you have asked me about, yes, I do have a business. The only reason I have a business is that IFTA sticker up on the front fender. I had no intention of starting the business. I had no intention of doing anything with the business. I'm trying to avoid that wind, so I apologize for that. But in order to get an IFTA tag, tried to keep you guys out of the wind there. I hope that worked. In order to get an IFTA sticker, you have to have an EIN. A person cannot have an EIN, so I had to start a business. That business does nothing. It doesn't have a bank account. No money goes into it. It's just a placeholder for the IFTA tag. I've had a lot of people asking, do you have to start your own business through this? No. Absolutely not. Not at all. I've had a lot of people, well, can I do a 250? Can I do a short bed? Can I do a long bed? When I was with Chris and Jolie, I did a whole video on that, If you go to my older videos, it's 3/4 ton, 1 ton, 1.5 ton, short bed and long bed. What do you need? Or something along that lines for the name of the title. And we went over long beds and short beds and dualies and not dualies and weight ratings and all of these questions that I get asked every day. They're in that video. So, again, if I'm not answering your questions, zip through some of the videos. I try to title them in a way that'll help. Again, I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm not a YouTube god. I'm kind of learning all this as I go too. So bear with me. I'm trying to get you guys as much information as I can, but like I've said several times, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting so many DMs and emails and people asking questions in the comments that I can't answer everything. And if it's something that's had a video or multiple videos or been covered repeatedly in Instagram or whatever, I'm not going to respond. Now, I'm not trying to be, we'll keep this friendly, mean about that. But keep in mind, I get up in the morning and I get up about 10 minutes before my 10 hours is up, get dressed, brush my teeth, and take my window shades down. At that point, my 10 hours is up. I do my PTI and I take off. And when I take off, my clock says 11 hours of drive time. And I went through all of that in my video. What was it? 70, 34, 14, 11, 10, 8. What does it all mean? Or something like that. I covered all that in detail in that video. But as soon as I take off, that drive time says 11. Now, keep in mind, before I leave, I make sure I've gone to the bathroom. I've got beverages and maybe some little snack food, jerky or trail mix or whatever. And I don't pull over until that 11-hour drive time is under 6. The only exception I make for that is if nature is calling very urgently. Then I'll just pull into a rest area. I won't do a truck stop. I won't do anything like that. I will pull into a rest area because they're quick in, quick out, and I don't lose near as much time trying to get right here. Take the off-ramp, drive around, go down, deal with the traffic light, get in, find somewhere to park, walk through the parking lot, go inside, go to the bathroom, come back out, and then reverse that whole process to get back on the interstate. Versus driving down the interstate, slight detour, brake, and 90% of the time you can just right on the off-ramp, and then they have all the truck parking lined right up, so you can just zip in, park, run in, go to the bathroom, come back out, pull straight forward and back on the freeway. It's not a lot, but it saves a few minutes. So except for that one exception, I do not stop until that 11 hours is under 6. And at that point, I park. I try and get caught up with you guys on Instagram, emails I've gotten, answer comments, grab lunch. If the truck needs it, I fuel up. And then back on the road as soon as that 31 minutes, I'm rolling. And I finish out the last of that 6 or 5.5 or 5 or whatever it is. But I do everything in my power to not stop until after it is under 6 hours. I park. I get everything I need for the next day. Beverages, jerky, whatnot. I grab dinner. I make the video. I upload the video. I spend a little bit of time talking to wife and kids. And at that point, like I said, I'm down to 7 hours ish, because typically I have to do this 3 or 4 times, and then it takes half hour, 45 minutes for the video to upload. And by the time you go in and wait in line and get your food and bathroom or shower or whatever, I'm burning out of that 10 hours. Today, not as worried about it, because I know I don't have the time frame to. I'm pretty certain I won't have enough hours to get home. So it's kind of more of a, okay, if I sleep 11, or not sleep, but if I take 11 hours off or 12 hours off or whatever, not the end of the world. I'll still run out my clock, go to bed. By Wednesday, I'll be out of hours. So I'm either home Wednesday or I'm sitting somewhere at a truck stop doing a 34. Yeah. So I'm not, sorry, got sidetracked. My mind's going a million other places. So I'm not as worried about hitting that exact 10 hours today. So I took my time, relaxed a little bit, had a good meal, watched a little bit of news, got some information, and yeah. All right, I have rambled way beyond long enough. I hope that this was a helpful video. I kind of bounced all over the place. I don't really have a topic for this video because we covered a bunch of things. So I'm going to go sit back down in the truck and I'm going to figure out what I'm calling this video, and then I'll upload it for you guys. It never ends. As always, those of you out on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.